Today we are going to show you an absolutely delicious sugar-free dessert. Joining us now is writer, cook, and photographer Nikki Gardner, and she's going to show us how to make chocolate truffles. I am so excited. So let's get started.
I am too. Thanks for having me here today. So everything we're going to do is just going to put everything into the food processor.
All right, that's easy enough.
Blend it up, roll it, and you can put them in the freezer. Then when they're finished, so we can start. Take the lid off. The recipe calls for 1 cup of cashews. You can interchange nuts though. I brought almonds today. Okay. So you can stick those in.
I like almonds better personally, well, so that was a good choice.
Great. And we have dates, so 1 cup of pitted dates. Okay. Put those in. And those act as the sweetener. Oh. So there's no actual sugar, as you mentioned,
it's just
in
natural.
The truffles. Yes, so it's all natural ingredients. This is maple syrup, just 2 tablespoons. Okay. And we have 1 cup of raw cocoa powder, and you can also use cacao powder, which is basically the raw form of the cacao bean, which is chocolate.
Cacao. That's a new word I learned today. How do you know that?
And then we have 1/2 cup of melted coconut oil. Right. And you want to melt it because you want the liquid form, so it everything sort of adheres together and doesn't get stuck in clumps.
And coconut oil, everyone is loving it these days. Yeah. Is it more healthy?
It's all the rage. It has a lower calorie count in terms of your body being able to process the fat. It's converted into energy quicker, and it has healthful properties to it. So it has, it's a good fat.
A good fat.
Yeah, it's a good fat, so they say. And this is cardamom. So it's just about a pinch or 2 of cardamom. Okay. And we have 2 teaspoons of orange zest.
Oh, that's what I'm smelling.
Yeah. And we also have 1/2 of a vanilla bean, and these are the seeds from the bean that I already scraped. Okay. And we have a pinch and 2 of sea salt.
Okay.
So
we're gonna pulse it. It's gonna get loud here.
So put it on pulse just until everything
is
comes
mixed together.
Yeah. So when we're done,
just gonna move this to the side. This is what it looks like when it's done.
The magic of TV. This is what it looks like.
You did it so quickly.
And so what we do now is we just roll and we dip. And so these are raw cacao nibs, which are basically just the cacao beans that have been peeled and sort of crushed. And this is the raw cocoa powder. And you can do either one in terms of the topping.
All right.
So you just take sort of like a ping pong size amount.
A ping pong. Do you want me to dig in with you?
If you would like to, it's a lot of fun.
Here we go.
And this is a great recipe for kids too. It's really fun and hands-on, and you get messy and dirty. And
you are.
Right. And so we just roll them.
Okay.
And then you can dip the whole thing or just dip the tops. I like to just dip the tops.
Okay. Can I do both?
You can do both.
The powder and the chips?
Yes. So I would do the powder first if you're going to do both.
Okay. I'm going big. Do I just dip it in there?
You just dip the top in.
Okay.
And then you can...
It doesn't look very pretty.
Oh, well, put the chips on.
Oh.
Doesn't have to look pretty. It'll taste good.
Okay. Just dip it.
Yep.
All right, I'm trying to get a lot of those chips.
And then you can plate them and then put them in the freezer for a few hours or overnight. And then you might want to just take them out about ½ an hour before you're ready to serve them.
Okay. How long can you keep them? How long can they sit out for?
Well, they can sit out. They'll be fine as long as it's not too warm in the kitchen. But it's best to sort of, whatever you're not eating is to store in the freezer in a closed, sealed container.
All right, great. Well, you are going to show us another dessert coming up.
Yes.
So after the break, we'll be back in just a little bit. You are watching Mass Appeal. Back in the kitchen with Nikki Gardner, and Seth has decided to join us.
I smelled them. I smelled all the, not them, the food.
We are going to make granola-filled baked apples. It sounds delicious. Everything today has been delicious.
Yeah, it's a good lineup today. So these are very, very simple. The ingredients are very basic. We've got about 6 ingredients involved. So let's get started. We have granola. We have 1/2 cup of granola. We have 3 tablespoons of almond butter. We're just going to mix this in for the filling.
Now, almond butter instead of peanut butter?
Yes, you could use peanut butter.
But this is a little healthier?
It is. I like almond butter a little better than peanut butter.
Okay.
But that's just a choice. You could use peanut butter, hazelnut butter.
Ooh, hazelnut butter sounds yummy.
Yeah, cashew butter, pretty much any sort of
any nut
seed
that
butter
is
that you
butter.
Want. Right. So this was 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. We have a half teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. And we're just gonna mix this together. And this becomes the filling for the apples. So do you want to keep mixing?
Yes.
Smells like fall.
Now, in the meantime, what's that concoction on the outside?
That is this.
Yeah.
That's
what is
apple
it?
juice.
Apples? Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll pour it, after we fill the apples, we'll pour it over the apples and it will turn into a syrup, which looks like this.
Oh.
So are we gonna have to core these?
Yes, so this one's already been cored. When you're done, we can
Sure, here we
stuff
go.
that. I usually use my fingers, but
Oh, all right then.
you want to use a
Makes
spoon?
less of a mess.
It's
I'll use my fingers.
So this is an apple core. It's a handy little tool. And you basically just dig down, twist. And you want about a 1-inch hole.
In the apple.
Okay.
Yes, in the
Okay.
apple. Thank you. And you want all the seeds out, obviously, of the apple.
Great. That is a handy little tool.
Oh, that makes life easier.
Right,
Yeah,
it
it
makes
does.
it so much easier. So basically, you're going to get all the seeds out.
All
You're going to
right.
stuff it. Great stuffing. And then when you're done, you're just going to pour a cup. There will be 4 in this. We've already baked off 2. And you're just going to pour them right over the apples and all the filling.
Give it a little moisture. Now, what kind of apple is this? It looks like a pink lady or something like that.
Yes, you can use any sort of good baking apple. So you can use pink ladies, you could use Fuji, you could use Gala, you could...
What
Whatever,
makes-
whatever
whatever
apple
you
you
wanted.
like. is
What
the
makes
best
it
one to
a
use.
Whatever's
good
in season.
baking apple?
It just keeps its shape a little firm. So this, you don't actually have to peel these.
Oh.
So once they're baked, the peels just sort of surrender to the heat and they fall apart.
Oh, look at that. Yep, there they go.
So those are our final products over there.
Yes,
And now you can still eat the skin, right?
you can still eat this. These are organic and you can eat the
Okay.
skin.
And you know what I love about this apple core too? I was talking about this with Chef Mike earlier. Sometimes people with fruits and vegetables, they cut so much good fruit and vegetable off because
Yep.
they're nervous about eating the seeds or the rind. But you can, all you need, you know what I mean? This is all the part of the apple that you need to take out.
Right.
That's
That's
great.
it.
Because I know when I eat an apple, I eat like 3 bites.
Yeah, you throw away way too much.
Yeah.
Well, Nikki, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a
Yeah,
pleasure to
thank
have
you.
you
Thank
here.
you for being
And if you
Thank
want
you.
this recipe, you can always head to our website, mymassappeal.com later today.